Okay. Good morning, and it's good to be back. Actually, the script was a bit different. Somebody else was supposed to do this grand welcoming, because while I was away, a lot happened. Of course, I've been away for like forever, and I'm happy to be back. And yeah, I mean, wacha kwanza ni at least wacha hata hawa wani introduce leo. Ken, take it away.
Which is my camera.
Hata mimi nisikie vizuri kwa
Kamera yangu ni gani?
I want to hear those things you will say about. I have a very rich CV, by the way.
Oh, really?
So nataka kusikia ukisema, ladies and gentlemen,
Let me do this.
doctorate, PhD, whatever.
Never know.
Please,
I might be
get
the
it
next
right.
boss. Okay. Tunaanza aje? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping it to Citizen. And today, just like usual, we are here to discuss social matters. But before we start, we want to welcome somebody back, somebody who was in hibernation. And do you remember her name? Do you? Safina Chieng. Welcome back.
Drum roll. You've done a good job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now I feel welcomed. And yes, I'm back, guys, and thank you so much those who are checking on me on social media. Walikuwa wanauliza DM nimeenda wapi. Some actually even decided for me where I had gone, guys. Nimerudi. I just went for some divine assignment somewhere. Yeah? There's a little human who's waiting for me at home right now. Yes. Baby girl, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm also happy to have been privileged to take care of that baby and another. So we're back to work, and I'm happy to be back. Like, I can say this the whole day. And the best thing that has happened is that Narudi, and then the very first show I'm doing is Social Hour.
Yeah.
Like my favorite. Ooh. Yeah? This is where we laugh, we learn, we grow, we do all the fun stuff. And I'm saying there is no better way for me to have come back to work other than this. And we're here. Na mtu moja hayuko. So what happened while I was away? This panel was...
Our usual globetrotter is just globetrotting.
Somewhere in the world.
Always catching flights.
Yeah.
But she should be back in a few.
Yeah, good to see you, Roberta.
Nime smile sana mpaka I don't think I can smile anymore. My jaw is locking. Because I'm so happy that you're back. You look amazing. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, we've been happy here. Na tutakulet down. Pali tu ulituachia. Tumekuwa even better. Yeah, tumeimprove, I promise.
No, I've been watching from the sidelines.
What do you think?
No, I think nyumba ikungua. Okay. Everything went well, and marriages were still working, love was still working, and I was like, that's good. Ken, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Welcome back, and congratulations belatedly.
Thank you.
And also, happy birthday to CJ.
Looks like we have a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, by the way, you share just one day apart with my son, so I can guarantee you I'll not forget your birthday.
Oh.
Yours comes a day, and then my son comes
the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I need to meet your son.
Yeah, you will. You will. He says that man with a great beard.
Now that birthday we should come with some action.
Some pesa.
I don't know.
Oh, Safi, you asked whether something happened.
Yeah.
There's something that is constant. Bobby's still single.
Oh. What are we going to do about this? I hope by the end of the year,
My boyfriend watching this wondering what Ken is saying.
Oh.
Good to see you, CJ.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Happy birthday. Is it
Thank
belated,
you.
yeah?
Well, yeah, because it was Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm back. So today we want to talk about something that is never really like, you can't put your hand to it. You can't really, ni kitu naeza sema chini ya maji, emotional neglect. A situation whereby you can't really like pinpoint that you're going through a direct form of an abuse, but una feel tu kuna kitu off. So we want to talk about emotional neglect in relationships. It could be a marriage. It could be that you're just a couple, you're dating, going into marriage, or you're just trying to see where that relationship will take you. But have you ever dated someone, or have you ever been married to someone and you feel like you're still single? Wachana na hiyo yenye Ken amesema. Like for real, you're in a relationship, but you feel like you're single. There's something off, but you really can't explain what it is, but you feel empty. In all other aspects, like, for example, provision, for example, showing up to responsibilities, the things that a man should do in a relationship, the things that a woman should do in a relationship. You feel like they are doing it. You feel like they are taking care of you. You feel like they are there. If it is school fees, if it is food, they are buying. If it is bills, they are paying. But there's just something, something that I talk about. We want to talk about emotional neglect. And I can't really like break it down perfectly. And that's why I have a panel of eminent experts on matters love. I hope you're still eminent. Last I checked, you were. But let me begin with you, Ken. Your simple description, let's make it a bit basic. Your simple description of what you understand emotional neglect to be. I was trying to scratch everywhere, trying to find exactly how best it can be described, but many are just saying it's something subtle, it's something that is not, you can't touch, but you feel it, and it has very strong impacts when it comes to relationships. So how best can you describe it for people who may be going through it and don't know which word to put to it?
Yeah, as you say, it is very hard to define what is emotional neglect, because it's that sense of you're with somebody but you're lonely. You feel like this person is just there but they're invisible. You've ever been in a situation where you're asking yourself, am I really alone in this relationship? But you can pinpoint that you're with somebody. But when you ask about the connection, there is no connection. These are conversations when you want to just know whether you are emotionally neglected, you focus on facts and not feelings. That's the basic way I would say, is when the conversations move from feelings to go to facts. And actually you start conversations with as a matter of fact. You just want to discuss facts, events, situations. You will never be able to open yourself up and pour yourself so that this person understands you. So it's, I would say, lonely. Yeah.
Like questions like around how do you feel today? What do you think about it?
Oh, those ones don't exist. When you're emotionally neglected, you're like, oh, good evening.
Hata hiyo ni stretch.
Mambo.
Yeah, mambo. They are not even names. You don't call each other what you used to call each other. It's like, nilete maji. Where? Yeah?
Oh my goodness.
You know,
Baba Nani.
Baba Nani. Yeah, the moment you move from babe, you know, kuna stage ya baby, and then you go to mama nani, yeah, baba nani.
You see mama.
Kuna tofauti ya baba nani na babe, baba, babe, mami. So you're not there. This person has given up. And as you have put it, in a relationship, it's not something that is very intentional. Actually, many couples don't know when they are emotionally neglected because they have all manners of excuses that this person is always busy. So when they are coming home when they are tired. And you know, emotionally neglect does not mean that there is no intimacy. The expressive way of showing up is not to mean there is emotional connection. So you could have a script. In relationships that depend on a script, we wake up, we hug, we kiss, we say goodbye. We come in the evening and you're like, how was your day? Not that because it matters to me.
Because it is supposed to be.
It is a script. We need to ask each other, how are you eating first or taking a shower? That's a script, yeah? But do you even take time off? How are you? I'm tired. Oh, tell me more about your day. What has made you tired? How was that staff member who makes you tired? Or how did you experience the traffic today? How many of us as couples even have time to discuss all that? Like, you're coming for the show today. How was traffic? Umefika. You know, that's a connection. But when there is no connection, then it's superficial, cosmetic. Yeah.
So, sort of like from what I'm getting so far, you have to go deeper when you really want to connect with your partner emotionally. It's not about just the surface discussions, the surface conversations you have and the issues happening on the surface. You really have to dig.
You have to scratch it. You have to scratch it.
The details that are there.
Yeah.
Roberta, when it comes to emotional connection, many people think it's a woman's thing. Sometimes even some men would complain that, why are you asking for too much? Like, Roberta, nimekuprovidea, nimekujengea. Like you're living in a mansion. There's a car I've bought you. I've thrown you a very big, lavish, you know. They can list all the things they've done for you. But bado unambag over this issue about their lack of presence and their lack of emotional connection. Is it just a woman's thing? And why is it considered that way from your point of view?
I love this question so much because I just recorded actually an episode on my podcast about emotion versus logic, and about how most times as human being, it is necessary that you are working on all intelligences, which includes logic and emotional. So hakuna side yenye ni ya mtu, hakuna ati emotions ni za madem, alafu logic ni ya men. We need both. You need to be logical and emotional. You need to have a very healthy balance of being able to feel and being able to think. So it's not a gendered role or attribute.
I want you to speak to the heart of a man who's watching you this morning and they feel like women sometimes can be a bit of a bearing. Nini ingine mnataka? I mean, we're out here hustling. Karibu nitumie wadi. I forget, sorry.
And I have a chunga.
Karibu nitumie wadi. We're hustling for you guys. And then bado you're still bringing us issues about us not being there. But I'm there. I mean, you have everything.
Yeah, you see,
why are you asking for too much?
The reason I say I love this question is because I grew up in a household with a mother who showed up in both ways. My mom was very present emotionally and she showed up for everything emotionally. She knew everything about us, but she was still the provider. There is no day I ever had an excuse about, oh, today I can't come for I can't throw a birthday party for you because I'm out working. And listen, I know she was stretched out and she had to do a lot of compromising and sacrificing to make sure everything is working. But I bring this example to show that it is possible and anyone can do it. And actually, it is very required that for yourself on a very individual level, you are able to show up in both ways. So now let me speak to the men. My issue, and I guess I'll pose this question to CJ and Ken. The issue I have with being in heterosexual relationships especially is that this emotion and logic thing is usually gendered, and it's almost as if we assume people to just fall into their assumed roles. We just expect the woman to be nurturing and, loving and sweet and emotional and all that. And then we just expect the man to be out there fending, working, protecting, providing. We forget that in as much as these energies are very complementary, like I keep saying, you need to have both. While you're working, you still need to be very present emotionally. While you're present emotionally, you're still supposed to be working because relationship ikiisha. Sasa utasema una pesa juu ulikuwa emotional kwa relationship. Utasema wewe ndio ulikuwa unapenda watu kwa nyumba. I was so loving. I was so supportive in the home. So now I have no job, I have no money. You're supposed to be a very wholesome human being. And I guess the question I'll pose, maybe they can answer after I finish speaking, is why is it so easy for men to feel like, I'm not saying all men, of course, I'm just talking in, why is it so easier for men to feel like, and for women as well, but I'm asking the men, why is it so much easier for the men to feel like when you have an emotional issue, they want to meet you with logic? Say, babe, I had a really difficult day today, I haven't paid my rent, and then he'll send you the money to pay the rent. And yes, it's nice, thank you for paying my rent, but I need you to meet me emotionally. I need you to sit with me.
I think I have the
They are already, you can see this.
Response to that because he has addressed this on the show before, CJ, right?
Wait, don't answer before I finish.
Of men being fixers, but let her finish.
Yeah. And listen, I get it. Because even us, when they pose for us an issue that needs logic, they say, business is not needed. Tunanzanga, oh, baby, it's okay. I'll cook for you something nice. He needs solutions. Like he needs the money or he needs the wherewithal to be able to handle the issue. So this is something we all do subconsciously. People meeting you at a logical level when you're trying to be emotional. And this is why it is very important within your relationships, before you start providing any sort of solution, you take a step back and think about, am I showing up for Safine how she wants to be shown up for? Because say you wanted me to send you M-Pesa, but I've thrown you a huge party. You will appreciate the party, but what if I just sent you the money instead? Because if I asked you, if I knew what you need, if I was present enough to know that you need me to show up in a certain way, then it makes much sense for me to show up in that way. And so now I think that it's super important. First of all, wezi answer hizi swali zote kama ujijui on a very personal level. Kama ujui una need nini, wezi communicate to the other person what you need. And I think this is how emotional neglect starts to show up. Sometimes it's not the intentional, someone is ignoring you, ignoring your emotional bids. Like you tell someone, babe, I like it when you text me in the morning, good morning, or I like it when we have phone calls, and then they tell you, me ata phone calls ata sipendi ama sijazoea. Somebody who's catching your emotional bids, even if they do not like it or they do not know how to, they will find a way to learn and show up for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. CJ, as you come in and also respond to what she raised, because if my memory serves me right, we've actually talked about something closer to what she is concerned about here on the show, about men always wanting to have a solution. Like you present an issue to them, they are like, how do we fix it? But sometimes that's not what you need. You just need an ear or a shoulder to lean on if you can get it, a very comfortable one.
Right, that's true. But I was thinking about something which Bobby has brought up as well, which is many people do not communicate what their emotional needs are as well. It's very easy to tell what somebody's physical or financial needs are. Very easy to tell the sexual needs. But emotional needs are not very clear to a lot of people, so they don't communicate that. So sometimes when we're talking about the neglect, nobody knows what you need. They do not know what means what to you. So they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't show up for you in a way that you have not communicated, because they may know how to show up in other spaces in a different way. So if I am a man, for example, if I'm going through something and I talk to Ken, we'll probably fix it in a minute. Now, when you come to me as Bobby and then you tell me something, I'll think we'll fix it the same way I fixed it with Ken. We like getting to the end of it. We are straight line thinkers. We are very linear. So by the time you're talking to me, generally, we are processing your answer.
You're really trying to figure out how to
yeah, so we really break it down. We break it down into consumables. So in your 30-minute rant, we have condensed it into 3 minutes and felt, okay, so this is the issue and this is the issue. So if the issue is because you were with Safin in the same office, all of these issues, so that we don't have this issue again. That's when somebody comes and says, why don't you look for another office? So you feel they did hear you, but they actually felt they were trying to help you with a permanent solution. They had condensed it, felt like the root of this thing is that the two of you are in the same office. So generally, men actually will go to the root, then they will go to the end of it. They want to know what is causing this issue, and so that we avoid the details, because most of the times when you express yourselves, the details.
So direct, they'll cut you short and tell you, okay, so what is the issue? Like you're talking, and then somebody goes like, okay, so what is the issue?
So shida ni gani?
Go straight to the point.
Because we don't process all those details. We don't have a proper capacity to process all those details. We will sieve it into facts, main points.
Oh my God.
Because we are fixers, we are leaders, we are visionaries, we are CEOs. we don't have time for a 40-minute pitch.
But is that a malfunction now in the context of emotional neglect? Yeah. Do you think it's something good or bad?
Well,
what men are, how they are wired?
It's neither. It's neither good nor bad, because eventually as well, when you have issues, you also would want a solution. How many women say, I want my man to be a leader. I want my man to give us the direction that we should go to. Because you have a man, you're sharing with him all your needs, and then he's also just going with you through the emotional roller coaster and stuff. At the end of the day.
I feel you,
So,
but
you understand? After that, you expect this person to tell you, let's go this way. So, because you can get that from your girls as well. So there are a lot of women who are complaining that my man is not a man. He's not leading. He's not giving direction. He's not telling us where to go. And sometimes it's not even that the man has money, but he needs to have a solution. So it is good, but it only becomes bad when it is not meeting the present need of the lady, And the lady needs to communicate. You need to say, look, I just need you to hear me out. Because the moment you speak, like I'll speak personally, the moment you start talking to me, I'm thinking of what's the solution to this generally. Whether it is in work, personal spaces, I always tell my people, the moment you start talking, don't tell me something that you don't want me to fix. Because the moment you speak to me, my mind goes into the overdrive. I'm looking for a solution. What are we able to do? What should we do? So it's just a matter of people communicating. I just need you to hear me out. I'm not looking for a solution. I just want you to hear me out. Then the person will know where you are at that point, and they can hold back their solution.
Yeah, you know what you've said has reminded. There's something about female relationship, female friendships. Let me call it that. That it just gives you some satisfaction that you cannot get anywhere else. I don't know, Roberta, whether you've experienced.
You're very right. You're very right.
Give your girlfriend a call. Tell them you've messed up, and they're like, talk to me.
Yes.
I have the whole day.
Yes.
Wait, Safin, let me ask you. So can you
Talk to
imagine?
me, I have the
Can you
whole day.
imagine Bobby calling Ken?
Yeah.
And then they're like, on and on and on.
And all the schedules that I have since then.
Yeah, and on and on and on.
Even women
And,
have schedules.
Oh,
But they'll tell you,
my.
come over, let's talk about
No.
These people
I
are
would-
acting like we're just chilling
No,
the
no,
whole
no, no.
day.
Bobby,
We have
you see,
nothing
Saf,
going on.
you can take a call from Bobby while you're still working. You know, women are wired differently. Yeah, your motherboard has so many functions they can do. For us, you call me, CJ calls me and tells me, Ken, I need a pep talk. I'll be like, okay, shoot.
You can't
Within
do it.
5 minutes, we are done.
We are done.
And I go back to what I'm
How
supposed to
can
be
you talk
doing.
about your maybe issues for 5 minutes? You need like
So imagine.
That's why therapists are there. You pay and you go
you
and...
need tissue. You need breaks.
Imagine so now, Ken is saying, I can't believe she did that.
She did
that. Oh man, you guys.
But that is the aspect of emotional connection that you're talking about.
You know what you're
Oh,
looking
man.
for?
You don't understand why this topic is important.
Unatafuta chocha, mtu wa kuchocha.
I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. I want to feel understood.
Yeah.
And I want you to let me be the one to write my story. You understand? Like, I come to you with an issue. I want to be the author of that story. And I want you to not, like, cut me short and try to fix it. I just want you to really see it from...
Yeah, and that's the
my point
problem
of
with a
view
one-sided
before
story.
we get to the solution.
That's the problem with a one-sided story.
That's deep connection.
Because when Bobby speaks to me, she wants it to appear as if I have been hurt by the entire world, and this person has really neglected me. But I also want to bring some sanity. Like ask you, okay, he's not talking to you. Have you talked to him? But she doesn't want to go that direction. And that's why sometimes a one-sided story will always appeal to you. I have a friend of mine, he's called Sam. We were out somewhere, tukabebwa na mtu wa taxi. Si unajua watu wa Mombasa venye wako na story. And we know the story, but he was bringing the other side of the gist until Sam said, sometimes you do not let the truth interfere with a good story. Yeah? Because again, the masking part of a story is what some of us look at it and you're like, ai, lakini huyo chali akufanyangi poa.
Wow.
Why is he doing all that to you?
You know, your role should just be that.
Yes.
Wow. You mean?
They are called minimal prompts.
Aki mama, you're strong. That's what you should do.
No, in
Nothing
psychology,
more.
we call them the minimal prompts. The minimal prompts, the work of the minimal prompts is to help you to continue talking so that you empty it. But that is supposed to be within a confinement of a therapy room. Huku inje, mimi mwenyewe I need therapy. Yeah? Haven't you ever realized CJ akuja nipatie stories za kwake alafu amalize zake nimwambie by the way unafikiria uko na stress na
Mimi
mimi
sasa zangu ndio double.
yeah, so we don't have the luxury of the time. Yeah, and most of the time what we fail to understand is what you're going through in another person's side. When I look at it from an outsider's perspective, I can actually tell you are the one at fault. But are you ready to have that conversation where you're claiming, and that's why for us men, we shall never understand what women really want. Because ukiuliza Bobby at this particular time, clause number 1, what should he come with?
Money.
But do you know there are people who are so poor, the only thing they have is money? Yeah? because of our traumas, of our maturity levels, of what we are dealing with. And so emotionally, we are not there. But is money everything? So when you look for somebody who is moneyed, unataka nini? Akuwa kinipeleka outing, akuwa kinitumia gifts, akuwa kinilipia holiday. And then when he does all that, when you go for holiday, then you find another couple. It's a couple, a man and a woman together enjoying. You're like, how I wish mine would be here with me enjoying. But he's busy making money so that you can afford that.
Fund that holiday.
Right.
Yeah. So what exactly do women want?
It's very simple. It's very simple.
Money and your time.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you an analogy.
If you understand me, if you really get into the depth of what I am and how I'm created, and that can only happen if you have a very deep emotional connection. At some point, you will also know that I need money.
No. There are three things that you must understand. Three things
so connection is very important.
They can never correlate together. You can never have energy, time, and money. One of them must miss at any particular time. Choose your struggle. So if you want somebody with time and money, they don't have the energy. If you want somebody with energy and money, they don't have the time.
Let's talk about something that many people don't discuss, emotional affairs. Now that you've said you don't have money, you don't have time, the luxury of time.
I love this.
Let's debunk emotion. Let's talk about the level of emotional affairs that exists out here.
Yes.
There's nothing physical.
They're very
to
many.
this program being in them to raise your ongea. There's nothing physical about what's going on between you and whoever you are having an emotional affair with. But do you agree that emotional affairs are actually the biggest cancer today?
Actually, human beings are known to be codependent. We all start, there are two things that we must understand we bring into a relationship. When we come into a relationship, the entry point, we come with our levels of narcissism and our level of codependency. And so when you're getting into a relationship, first, you like yourself. Yeah, you're narcissistic. Everybody is narcissistic in one way or another. And the second one, which is the most important, is... Yes, we are. The second one is codependency, that we are coming so that you depend on the other person. And once you realize that the other person is not dependable, then you must look for the comfort there. I agree with you. There are so many people out here who you'd rather pick a call and not call your spouse because you have somebody else who understands you.
More.
But what you don't understand is they don't understand you. Sometimes it's a mind game. They are playing with you because they are also lacking something somewhere. So the two of you, it's a union of the devil.
Of liars.
Yeah, two liars lying to each other, yet you're committed somewhere else. We don't want to fix where we are coming from. We would rather go where we are being fixed.
But that's exactly the issue. And Esikia wanted to also weigh in on the same point about emotional affairs. He talked about the fact that men are they don't have the luxury of time, like to be there and weigh you and go with you to the mud and rise again. They want to fix that problem within 5 minutes and disappear. So do you think that's why a lot of women, find somebody somewhere? It could be a female friend. It could be another male somewhere who gets it, who actually gives them that attention and that time to listen to what they are going through and to satisfy that emotional aspect of who they are. And how disastrous is that for the primary relationship?
Well, it will affect the primary relationship because once you have started paying a lot of attention somewhere, you generally inadvertently will neglect the first one. It's not even a decision you make. You just find that you're spending more time somewhere. I love to use the analogy of photosynthetic plants and light. You try to grow that plant in a dark place, it will grow towards where the light is coming. And there's a feeling that this person gets. Maybe, you're coming in today for the first time and we are so excited to see you. Now, if you were deprived of that where you are before today, you look forward to coming here tomorrow.
I like it here.
Because it's energy.
Yeah.
So you love the energy. Then you begin to expect that energy and you get addicted to that energy. So most of these people don't even start with the thing of, I want to have this kind of a relationship with Bobby. No, it's just the thing of being drawn towards a certain energy, then the way it makes you feel, the way it lifts you up, so you want to keep going there, you get addicted to it, you become very dependent on it, completely addicted to that. So you'll now be looking forward to receiving a text or a call from Bobby because of how it makes you feel. And
so
that
it really starts like an innocent, normal interaction.
Very normal. But then it will expose you to something you're lacking. You know, sometimes we lack things and we do not know that we do. Sometimes we don't even know what we don't have until we expose somewhere and you feel like that feels good. You had never been exposed to it. As long as you were deprived of it and as long as you were enclosed, you were fine because it wasn't in your mind. The moment you're exposed to it, that somebody can actually treat you well or somebody can compliment you or somebody feels that you are such a great person, it creates something in you. It awakens something in you and you're like, that really feels good. And so now that you're exposed to that, it becomes an option. Now that you have seen that, it's like little children, when they're growing up, we mostly enclose them in the house. And then the day they go out and experience something, it's very difficult to keep that kid in the house because now that has become an option. So most of us are like that. You don't even know that you have those needs. Then the other person begins to bring them out. Now, there are those people who are generally predators. They know what they're doing. So they can tell Bobby right now seems to be going through something. So they're very intentional, but you don't know that they're very intentional. So they begin to meet certain needs because they know what they want. There are others who are just there. And when you're around them, you realize that there's what they bring to you. They're not trying to do anything with you. They just bring themselves. And then slowly you begin to depend on each other. So I think the dangerous ones are the predators who generally know Ken looks like Shiro is not talking to him. So they come in and they know what to throw in there. And slowly, Safin, you will generally just feel like, okay, well, we're just talking. There's nothing. It's very innocent. We're just talking.
We'll defend it even.
The worst ones are the long distance. Because at the back of the mind, somebody feels we'll never meet. Nothing will ever happen. And that's when that really, really grows. Those guys
so you could have a long-distance emotional affair.
That's...
this is complicated. A long-distance emotional affair. You just
in fact, they
will,
that's what somebody will feel is safer. Because they convince themselves, we won't meet.
Can't meet.
So nothing will happen. They'll never be caught. It's just talk and just talk and just talk. And that can go on for very long.
But we agreed it dents the primary relationship somehow.
It will because, look, if you have tasted good food somewhere else and then you come back home and the food is not as good, generally you won't eat too much. Or sometimes you may not even eat because you're already satisfied. This need is being met somewhere else. So when you come in here, it's no longer a need. You know, we don't eat because we should eat. We eat because we are hungry. When you go home and you are full, you won't eat. And the other person may be putting in all the effort to cook the food, but you're coming in, you're full. So you just go to bed. And that happens even in cases of food. So when this need is being met so well somewhere else, this person may generally not expect the need to be met at home. And this is now where the issue is, that what is it that makes them want that need to be met elsewhere? Sometimes people also communicate the emotional needs, but the other person is deaf. And it goes on for a while. Then after a while, Bobby shows up and we begin to have a conversation and I realize, but this is what I've wanted. So I'll be thinking, I've tried to talk about this with my partner for so long. They refused. So I will not leave them, but I will not expect this from them.
All right.
So I'll get this need met elsewhere so that we have peace here without me asking for this need, and then I get this need met somewhere else.
Should men be worried about female friendships when it comes to that need being met? Because you could be worried about an affair that is, like, for example, your man being very close with another female friend. They could not be having anything physical, but you just, I feel comfortable ati akona bestie nani dame. But madam kuwa besties, but there is a lot they share. There is a lot they share about their relationships, about their men. Should men be worried about how the female-to-female friendships would affect the primary relationship, or does it have any impact as well?
I mean, it can have if your partner is not friends with the right people, but I like to think here, before we even fika mbali, tunakwanga na disclaimer that we're not talking about abusive relationships, harmful people. We're talking about situations where people actually care about each other and are looking for solutions and ways to improve themselves. And definitely it can affect the sort of relationship you're in, especially kama already kwa primary relationship, hamna direct, clear communication with each other. But something I'm taking from this conversation, even from the gentlemen, is that men are how they are and women are how they are. Instead of fighting and trying to bring this other person in our side and trying to make men become how women are or make women become how women are, maybe we just need to accept the way we are and then understand that our energies are complementary. I mean, I know even as friends with CJ, I don't go to, okay, I do, let me use it. I don't go... I mean, you know, CJ is actually really emotionally present. So, yeah.
It's possible.
It is. So I'm actually able to go to him, and he does still look for solutions, but he also listens. You know, so it's something that's possible. Wait, before I go to what I was going to say, let me just mention, there's something called emotional bids. An emotional bid is something someone throws out in hopes that the other person will catch and notice. It's not really a hint. It's something that's usually direct. It's a direct ask for what I need emotionally in my relationship. And emotional neglect occurs when someone is assuming or ignoring this bid that you have. I'll give an example. I could tell Ken that Palio Park, hapo ndo mi park. Na ningefurahia tu angeniacha niendelee kupark hapo because it's easier for me to move my car when I park there. He's had me, yeah, and he's a solutions guy. He will find a way to make sure I'm parked the correct way. But Ken also has the option to just ignore what I said and to act like he doesn't care about it, and he can still show up on the panel and laugh with me like everything is normal. Kumbe chini ya maji tuko na beef ya parking.
Example.
It's an example. So an emotional bid is like, I tell you, CJ, today I'm really sad. You know, I had a long day at work. I'm feeling very horrible. And then they jump straight into the solution.
Yeah.
Or they ignore it altogether. It's not that he doesn't love me. He's providing for me. The bills are paid. He took me out last week. I have fresh flowers in my house. My kids are eating healthy. Everything is fine in the home. But there's this one thing I've told him that he's brushed over. You can bring it up again because humans are habitual creatures of habit. You can bring it up again and say...
The bloggers are going to write, CJ...
It's just an example.
It is an example. Please don't write articles about
Bobby
providing for Bobby.
Bobby reveals who takes care of her.
Emotionally.
You will not believe number 5 about CJ and Robert.
I tell you.
It's an example, guys.
Oh,
Ken started by saying I'm very single at this night.
Confirm it is true.
It is true. It's just an example. You see, it's his job in the relationship. I've communicated. It's his job to catch this bid and see, okay, Bobby's not feeling well, let's go out for a walk. Let's go somewhere and eat. This is very natural in relationships. We do it even in platonic relationships. When your friend is not feeling well, you're able to show up for them to catch their emotional bids. If they say, ata wachata emotional, mtu anaweza kuja kuhang out na wewe na aseme, niko na njaa manze. Hamtakaa muignore ati muendelee na business na mtu ako na njaa. You will make sure this person has eaten if where they're coming from awana. So how come, again, I always ask this question every week, how come when it's in romantic relationships, it becomes trivial? It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't notice Roberta needed this, or I didn't notice she said she needed this. And you see, over time, when you keep ignoring these emotional bids, the person closes up, they become reclusive, because I told you I want you to text me in the morning. You want me to tell you all the time? I've been telling you for like a year. You don't want to text me in the morning? Cool. So now I'm never going to ask for those messages. I'm going to mind my business and find a way to feel that void of receiving those messages that I need. I told you, I like it when you send me a video at the end of the day, just show me how you're looking or show me your outfit. Hizo vitu ndogo ndogo. Zinakaa ndogo, but to some people, these things actually matter. And also, it's not for you to decide what is important or not important.
Right.
Sometimes maybe I just like you to tell me you like the way my shoes are or you like the way I smell. It's that simple. So nimebuy perfume mpya hii wiki yote hauja notice na hujaniambia kitu.
You changed your hair or your nails.
Nothing.
Hajasema chochote.
Nothing really. Nothing. And you
else?
see, we can give all these excuses, but you see, something else I picked from this relationship is that, and I've also been saying it, this emotional thing we're looking for, it's not just for the women. Even the men, they need somewhere they can go and lie their heads and, you know, even if they don't open up, they need somewhere they can go that is safe, where they can lie and say, eh, anyway, hapa niku safe, na niku comfortable. So imagine you're coming home after fighting the world, and then home, there's no safety because your partner has not caught your emotional bait for, Ken has been working so hard, he just needs to come home to a nice, freshly made meal, peace in the house, quiet, his favorite show, a nice massage. Imagine if both of you are not paying attention to these emotional needs.
Yeah.
That's where the emotional neglect crops up from.
And that's why somebody atakuwa anapitia a lot and then they will have an affair outside. Not because you're bad, not because
you're not providing, you are.
Yeah. Or even the women. They do this a lot. Maybe you've lost your job as a man. Maybe your business is not doing fine. But this salamu ya kwanza utapata kwa mlango. Umelipa school fees.
Bado uko kwa nyumba.
Angalia.
Exactly.
You know, so when they find that safe space somewhere, somebody who really gets what they are going to, the season they are in at that time, unaweza jikuta amepita na yeye.
Allow me to add something, CJ.
As you do, let me just mention something interesting that people need to really be keen on this issue we are discussing this morning because of an interesting article. Actually, it is a milestone that right now, if you're not taking care of these nitty-gritties we are discussing this morning, you could actually lose your relationship. Or
yes.
It can be grounds for divorce. There's an interesting article on The Standard. This is last week. No kiss, no marriage. Court has now widened the grounds for divorce and they've redefined what cruelty means. So right now, you know, you're no longer coerced to exist in a marriage that just exists on paper. You have to be in a marriage that ikona substance, ikona quality. You're happy, you feel taken care of, you feel like you're seen, you're heard. So these things we're talking about, saya hakuna story chati, kaeni tu mvumilie.
How do they prove you are not kissed?
Sasa hapo it is do you know in the Constitution there is one of the things, it's actually desertion, I think. Desertion is a provision for is a ground for divorce if you're deserted. Yes. So how you define that desertion? Desertion could be not texting, you know, si tu kukua mbali. You could actually be here every day, but you've deserted your partner. That person has a very strong grounds for divorce. So be very careful when we're having these conversations, Ken.
No, I wanted to say the problem with having an option is that you're ready to move on, even when something is as trivial as fixable. What would it cost you if you told your partner, I would love it when you tell me whether I'm dressed well or not dressed well? So this question that we make trivial out here, what do you bring to the table? I only wish women can know the response a man wants is just as simple as I will be authentic with you and I'll give you a peace of mind. Just that. We don't want you, it's not like ndimeza unaandalia mbele za adui. I'm not your enemy. I am not your enemy. What you require, and this is what every one of us needs to work towards, is that at the end of the day, can you be the peace? Because the world out there is so chaotic. You just want somebody who will give you the peace of mind and the chance to keep quiet. Have you known that sometimes, even in relationships, the best thing to say is nothing? When I just ask you, how was your day? You know, ideally, when you come here on a Monday and you had a weekend out as colleagues, you will want to ask your colleague, how was your weekend? Not because it matters to you, because you want them to ask you, and you, how was your weekend? Because you on a story. So unajifanya venye you're caring. But just allow somebody. It's not a good joke to say, but sometimes women need to know the person you need to trust with your secrets is actually your husband, because they are not even listening.
The last part actually.
They will not use it against
like,
you. Yeah? They will not use it against you, and you can forever come. Yeah? The power of silence in a relationship is also very connecting. Emotions are the glue that hold our relationships together. And the moment that you can talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. How many of our partners know the ugly side about us? Or the ugly side that we have been struggling with? Or the side, you know, sometimes I see couples coming to therapy, and I think that's one of the things that really made me burn out, listening to stories in therapy, is when you see somebody married for 20 years, and you're asking them the basics of a relationship, and they don't know. By the way, what's her favorite color? Then I'm the kind of a therapist who would ask you, you come together with CJ and I would ask you, do you know the color of the knicker that she's wearing? And you're like,
okay.
Yeah, because it's the basic things. You know, we always say the devil is always in the detail. It is the small details that matter. That can we pour ourselves out? How is this economy affecting you?
All right.
How do we need to make our budget as a family? How do we need to progress? What do you want for your birthday? By the way, stop making assumptions. Relationships cannot run on assumptions of she's gone out, so she probably needs the money for the salon. What if it's her day to treat herself out? Don't go assuming that I've told him nimeenda salon. So in your mind, you're assuming he should be ready to send me money for the salon. What about I am intending to go to the salon tomorrow? It's going to cost me 7K. I have 5K. Would you add me 2K? It's that. It's a ping pong. Yeah. You know, communication is what will bring you together to emotionally connect. Yeah? It's like, it's a ball. Fully flatted ball that ukigongesha hapa lazima ikuje wapi. But can you imagine a ball that has no pressure alafu uende chini? Yeah? That's how we disconnect slowly, and that's how the preys and the predators will start realizing, you know, your face tells us a lot about you, even when you come into the work, or when we meet you in the morning. There's a glow that tells you this is a well-treated person. There's a makeup that we will tell you this one is a facade and making up for something that is lacking. And when somebody who has been admiring you, I want to say this with a disclaimer, that another person's partner is so attractive in your eyes if you're not taking care of your partner. Yeah? So when you see and you start realizing that I am admiring, you've seen ututu video tunafanywa kwa ofisi ati go and hug your office crush. When was the last time you even hug your own wife? Yeah? So go back to the basics.
Starts at home.
Not even Charity mwenyewe anafaa kutuzwa.
Charity, hi. Charity is an amazing makeup artist, by the way.
Oh, Chacha.
Cha-cha.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we wind up, just a few seconds for a round of, as we close, very quickly, how do we build the deep emotional connection in a relationship? I still feel like there was a lot that we needed to have covered, but let's just give people a tip on how to begin again. They're in a relationship, they mean well for each other, they want it to work, but they never really realized that they've neglected their emotional needs. So how do they begin to reboost and rework it?
I think you've got to constantly keep tracking where your partner is at, because these needs also change. For example, you know, right now, you have a little beautiful baby girl who is also taking your attention and drawing some other parts of you. And so whom you are before that baby is very different right now. So if somebody would, for example, think she's still the same person that she was 3 years ago, they may miss out on something. And you yourself may not even know what you need right now. So it's important to keep tracking. What Ken is saying, that we need to be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly. That is what I normally think is easier for people to do in platonic and not romantic. It's easier to go to somebody that you're not relating with and tell them whom you have a crush on, where you have temptations at, all of this, because you feel you will not be judged. It becomes very difficult to say that to a partner who is invested, because instead of them trying to understand you, the first thing would be, what are you doing? And you see different people go through different seasons, and it brings out different things in them. A loss of a job, a loss of a loved one. Your husband could lose a sister, a brother, a mother, and that thing draws them to somebody else. something they never thought. Now, if they tell you, this is what is happening to me, how are you working with this person? If your lady is telling you, there's this guy at the office, he keeps on talking to me and it feels good. Can your lady come and tell you that this guy... No, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. You see, if we're going to fix,
your man is going to be in the
if we're going to fix, then we really need to get there.
We have to.
We really, because you see the power,
right.
the power of all of these things, those affairs, is the secrecy around it. And the secrecy is because there's no open space to talk about certain things.
All right.
So that doesn't change the fact that this lady will walk to the office and enjoy Ken telling them, you're smelling good.
It will still happen.
It will still happen.
In honor of balancing out emotion and logic, I think it's so important when you notice the good things about your partner instead of just dwelling on the things that they're not doing. So if your partner is providing in other ways and they're showing up in other ways, don't get too caught up on what they're not doing. And on the things they're not doing, encourage them rather than be negative. You know, you can always say, you don't text me all the time, you always never reply my messages, but this person calls you. You're not paying attention to the fact that they call you or that your car is consistently fueled because they fuel it all the time. So think about such things and be more grateful, be more... And if you want to push someone into doing something, become that thing fast so that they can learn from you, they can see it from you. Teach them through doing together, not just by kuwafokea na kuwakasirikia. Ufanyi, ukuji, uendi, ulipi, unini. Be more grateful and show more gratitude. It encourages people to want to do better and even show up more for you.
I'm proud. I'm proud just hearing you say that.
I would say this, fix and mend what is fixable. Don't start another relationship if you can be able to fix it, because usipoziba ufa, utajenga ukuta.
Utajenga ukuta. That's a very good way to end it. Of course, that's how we wrap it up. We were talking about emotional neglect. Are you somewhere in a relationship feeling like you're empty, you're not connected, you're feeling like you're alone in that marriage, you're alone in that relationship? That's exactly what we were talking about. But you know what? Emotional connection is not something that you like a substance you're given, take. It's an action that you actually do as a couple. Ni kitu lazima mufanye to build it. It's not something you will go and purchase, ama mtaletewa mpewe ati ndio hii emotional connection. So the two of you need to actually be very deliberate on how you want to build that emotional connection so that you can be able to thrive. Right now, people are actually not in marriages that only exist on paper. People want substance and quality when it comes to marriage or relationships. We'll talk about this some other time, but it's been interesting. I've actually learned a lot. It's always a pleasure doing this because we all learn and get out of here with something new we didn't know. Thank you so much. Keep talking to us. Keep telling us what you want us to talk about. And I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying yourselves. Love is still working. Marriage is still working. And we wish you all the very best. Have a lovely day ahead.